Have you ever wondered if your body is quietly counting down your remaining years without you even knowing it? No fancy machines, no doctor's visit, just you, learning to listen. There are subtle signs, so small that most people dismiss them as just aging. A weaker handshake, a restless night, or a bruise that takes too long to heal. These may seem harmless, but in truth, they're urgent messages from your body, warning you before it's too late. In today's video, we'll uncover 6 science-backed signs that can predict your lifespan with surprising accuracy. These aren't just clinical facts. They come alive through real stories of people who ignored these warning signs until everything changed. But this isn't a video meant to scare you. This is a video for those who are ready to take charge, for those who are bold enough to face the truth and act now, before it's too late. If you care about your health, your future, and the choices that can give you more quality years, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and stay with us. What you're about to discover could completely shift how you see aging and how you listen to your own body from this moment on. Special Health Report. What is your body quietly telling you about your lifespan? No high-tech devices or complex lab tests are needed. Sometimes the smallest physical changes are the most powerful warnings. Recent studies from leading medical institutions have revealed that certain simple physical signs can offer surprisingly accurate insights into a person's overall health and longevity. Subtle changes such as a weakening grip strength, slower walking pace, shortness of breath during light activity, slow wound healing, unexplained weight loss, or chronic insomnia, often brushed off as just getting older, are actually clinical indicators of declining cardiovascular, neurological, immune, and muscular function. These signs rarely appear all at once, nor do they cause immediate pain. But when they begin to accumulate, they paint a compelling picture of your biological aging, a process that chronological age alone can't fully explain. In today's report, we'll take a close look at each of these signs, not just to sound the alarm, but to help you understand what's really happening inside your body, and why recognizing these patterns early could radically change the course of your remaining years. Because aging, when properly understood, isn't a sentence. It's a signal, a call to action. And in many cases, by listening carefully, we can do more than just add years to life. We can add life to those years. If your body truly knows how to speak, then your grip strength may be one of the first things it says. It may sound simple, but your handshake, the strength of your grasp, holds astonishing value when it comes to predicting lifespan. Large-scale studies across hundreds of thousands of adults have shown that declining grip strength is directly linked to an increased risk of early death, heart disease, stroke, cognitive decline, and even a higher chance of dangerous falls. Picture someone like George, 75 years old, a retired mechanic. His hands were once the most reliable tools in his life, strong, capable, and proud. A few years ago, he could twist open the tightest jar lid without a second thought and greet his grandson with a firm, confident handshake. But lately, everything feels heavier. The jar lid slips. The grocery bags seem oddly burdensome, and that once solid handshake now feels loose and uncertain. At first, George assumed it was just part of getting older. But what he didn't realize was that his body was trying to warn him. His muscle mass was fading, his circulation weakening, and his nerve response slowing down. Grip strength isn't just about the hand. It's a reflection of your whole body's strength, muscular, cardiovascular, neurological, and even immune function. When it fades, it often means your foundational health is starting to slip. The good news is, this is not the end of the story. Grip strength can be rebuilt. Through resistance training, a protein-rich diet, regular movement, and quality sleep, the body can regain strength and, in many cases, extend life. Don't overlook your grip. If it feels noticeably weaker than it used to, it's not just your hands aging. It's your body speaking. Quietly, urgently, sincerely. And the most important part? You still have time to respond. It's not just your legs slowing down. It might be your heart beating weaker. Walking speed isn't just how fast you move. It's a living indicator of your overall health. In modern medicine, many doctors refer to it as the sixth vital sign, ranking alongside heart rate, blood pressure, and respiration. That's because your walking speed is closely linked to heart function, lung capacity, brain health, and muscle coordination. A study published in JAMA found that older adults who walk more slowly are 2 to 3 times more likely to experience early mortality than those who maintain a steady pace. Imagine someone like Frank, 80 years old, who used to walk with his grandchildren every morning. He could easily cross the street, climb hills, even chat while strolling. But lately, he's had to pause to catch his breath, and it takes him longer just to reach the other side of the road. His legs aren't in pain. They simply don't move the way they used to. Frank thought it was just getting old. But in reality, it was a sign of declining cardiovascular health, muscle loss, reduced balance, and even early cognitive decline. The good news? Walking speed isn't fixed. It can be improved through daily walks, balance and strength training, aerobic exercise, and healthy nutrition. So if you've noticed yourself slowing down, don't brush it off. Your body is speaking. And now is the time to listen. My name is Robert. I'm 77 years old, and I used to be the kind of man who lived for his backyard garden. Every morning, as the sun rose, I'd pull on my gloves, grab the watering can, and lose myself in the rhythm of tending to my tomatoes and lavender. But one day, just climbing a few stairs left me clutching the railing for breath. Pulling weeds around the flower beds felt like scaling a mountain. Every small task became a challenge. At first I told myself, "You're just getting older, it's normal." But over time, I realized the fatigue wasn't just in my muscles, it was in my heart. Literally. My doctor later explained that I was showing signs of mild heart failure and reduced lung capacity. The shortness of breath wasn't simply a matter of being out of shape. It was a warning that oxygen wasn't reaching my blood efficiently, that my heart wasn't pumping strongly, and that my lungs weren't expanding the way they used to. I used to be stubborn, brushing off every breathless moment as nothing. But because of that, I lost precious time I could have used to change course. Now, with medical help, I've started breathing exercises, slow walks, and blood pressure control. Not to return to who I once was, but to make sure I don't decline further. I'm sharing this story not to complain, but to remind you of something important. Shortness of breath is never just part of aging. If you feel winded walking upstairs, carrying groceries, or even after long conversations, please listen to your body now, not later. Get checked. Don't wait. If I could go back, I would have acted sooner. If you or someone you love has experienced this, drop a number 3 below as a sign that you're listening and choosing to live with greater awareness. Sometimes the scariest thing isn't a big wound, it's the small one that refuses to go away. Your skin is your body's first line of defense. When you get a cut or a bruise, your body immediately activates your immune system, healing cells, and blood flow to repair the damage. But when a minor wound lingers for weeks or a bruise just won't fade, it's no longer a skin issue. It's a deeper message from within. Barbara, 82 years old, has always been a strong, independent woman. She still cooks for herself, cleans her home, and tends to the backyard garden. But one day, after barely bumping into the edge of a table, she noticed a large bruise that didn't go away. A tiny scratch from pulling weeds turned red, started to ooze, and took weeks to heal. She thought, "That's just aging skin." But her doctor explained that this was actually a sign of declining circulation and a weakened immune system, two of the body's essential repair networks. When blood doesn't flow well, oxygen and nutrients can't reach the damaged tissue. When the immune system slows down, infections take longer to fight off, and inflammation lingers. Even worse, slow healing wounds can lead to serious infections, even sepsis, especially in older adults with conditions like diabetes or heart disease. Barbara began taking light walks each morning to boost her circulation, eating more nutrient-rich foods, and staying up to date with her checkups. By paying attention to a small scratch, she prevented something far worse. If you've noticed that your body takes longer to heal, don't brush it off. It's not just your skin aging. It's your body's ability to recover that's slowing down. And sometimes, that silent decline reveals itself somewhere you might least expect it, on the bathroom scale. Losing weight isn't always a good thing, especially when you're not trying to. In older adults, unexpected weight loss without any changes in diet or activity levels can signal a silent, widespread decline in the body's systems. Many people assume that getting slimmer is a positive sign, but in medicine, unintentional weight loss is one of the clearest indicators that something deeper may be wrong. Harold, 81 years old, had maintained a steady weight most of his life. He wasn't dieting, nor did he suddenly take up exercise. But over the last few months, his clothes had begun to feel baggy. When he stepped on the scale, he was shocked to find he'd lost nearly 20 pounds. He thought it was just natural aging. But what Harold didn't realize was that he wasn't just losing fat, he was losing muscle. And that makes all the difference. Muscle loss weakens the immune system, reduces mobility, and increases the risk of falls and fractures. Sudden weight loss can also be an early warning sign of underlying conditions such as cancer, heart failure, thyroid disorders, or even early-stage dementia, sometimes appearing months before other symptoms become noticeable. Even when eating regularly, many older adults absorb nutrients less efficiently, especially protein, leading to hidden malnutrition that often goes undetected. After visiting his doctor, Harold adjusted his diet to include more high-protein foods and underwent a full health screening to rule out serious conditions. Thanks to early intervention, he was able to stabilize his weight and avoid physical decline. If you've noticed your clothes fitting looser, or you feel weaker without a clear reason, don't treat it as good luck. Treat it as a sign. And if there's one thing your body fights hardest to protect every single day, it's sleep. If there's one thing your body fights to protect at any age, it's your sleep. And when you can't sleep, it's not just a long night, it's an entire system on alert. Insomnia, frequent night waking, or poor quality sleep are not just minor nuisances of aging. In fact, chronic sleep disturbances in middle-aged and older adults are strongly linked to heart disease, stroke, memory loss, depression, and shortened lifespan. Clara, 74 years old, used to sleep beautifully. Bedtime at 10 p.m., waking up with the sunrise, feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day. But over the past few months, she started waking at 2 a.m. for no reason. She'd lie awake for hours, feel exhausted during the day. Her memory began to blur, and her emotions became more fragile. At first, she blamed stress. But after a medical checkup, her doctor discovered she had mild hyperthyroidism and elevated nighttime blood pressure, conditions that often manifest first through disrupted sleep. When you suffer from long-term insomnia, your body loses its chance to repair cells, restore muscles, and regulate hormones. Cortisol, the stress hormone, levels stay high, your heart rate increases, and your immune response weakens. Your brain misses its nightly detox cycle, allowing toxins to build up, raising the risk of Alzheimer's, depression, and accelerated aging. The good news is, sleep can be restored. By setting a consistent bedtime, reducing blue light exposure, getting gentle daytime exercise, practicing mindfulness, and undergoing health screenings, you can reclaim restful nights. Sleep isn't just where you rest, it's where your body comes back to life. And if you've been neglecting your deep sleep, perhaps now is the time to listen to that quiet inner voice before it becomes too late. You don't have to wait for your body to collapse before you start caring for it. Because the truth is, your body whispers long before it ever screams. Each of the signs we've explored together, whether it's a weakening grip, slowing steps, shortness of breath, wounds that won't heal, sudden weight loss, or sleepless nights, isn't random. These are the body's quiet but determined language, asking to be heard. And when you truly listen, everything can change. Not to reverse time, but to extend the years that still lie ahead, with health, clarity, and dignity. Aging is not a punishment. It's a reminder to live more consciously, starting now. So take a moment to ask yourself, have you seen any of these signs in yourself or in someone you love? Leave a comment below, just a number from 1 to 6, to let us know you're here, you're listening, and you're ready to take action. If you found this video helpful, feel free to follow our channel and turn on the notification bell, not just to support us, but to make sure you never miss the knowledge that could help you and those you care about live longer and live better. Thank you for watching. And remember, health is the greatest gift you can give yourself, and you can start giving it today.